Good morning, Unity Lakeshore. Happy July 4th weekend. Jesse and Amy, so happy to be here with you today. We got a couple of songs to celebrate our beautiful country today. But first, we want to kick off by rising up and joining together in song as one big family. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet. That's right. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, yeah, yeah, hey, yeah, yeah. Let's do it again now, y'all. Everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody, just get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. And let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, yeah, yeah, hey, yeah, yeah. Let's hear that joyful sound now. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Here we stand on holy ground. Let us make a joyful sound. Hey, 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 everybody, get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. That's right. Everybody, get up on your feet now. See the light in everybody you meet. Just let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, yeah, yeah, hey, yeah, 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 hey, yeah.
My name is Rose, and I'll be your host today. I'm delighted to be with you. I'd first like to welcome our guest speaker, Reverend Duchess Dale, who will start things off with a prayer.
For me, it's so much fun because we just had this, rock in, and then it's like, and indeed, that's what it is. It's time to home, here, now. So whatever it is and however it was that you got yourself to this space and place in time, take a moment to acknowledge that. Take a moment to breathe that in. And then take a moment to open up mind and heart to the greater idea of spirit as it is to reveal itself to and through each of us, all of us today. Blessing the service, the words, the music, the songs that we sing together, the people that we meet, or the people that we express that, share that, and be that as we move forward together in service. And so it is, and so I am, and so you are. Amen.
Thank you. And hello to all of our live online streamers. And thank you to Jesse and Amy. They are always so wonderful when they stream in with us from Florida. Unity on the Lakeshore is a non-denominational spiritual community anchored in loving acceptance. If you're here with us for the first time, please know that whoever you are or wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are welcome here. At this time, we will recognize the Christ candle, and you can read along with me. The statement is on the screen. We light the Christ candle, remembering the Christ in us. And please join me in speaking our mission statement. You'll see it on the slide. We embrace all people and honor all paths to God. We create a sacred space to raise the awareness and consciousness of the one Spirit in us all. We anchor ourselves in affirmative prayer, forgiveness, generous sharing, and loving community in service to our spiritual awakening. And now we'll read our affirmation of faith. There is only one presence and one power, as me and as the universe, God the good, omnipotent. And now we will have our congregational song.
Sing with us. As I went walking that river of highway, I saw above me that endless skyway. I saw below me that golden valley. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Island, from the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. I've roamed and rambled, and I followed my footsteps to the sparkling sands of her diamond deserts, while all around me a voice was sounding. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Island, from the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. Well, the sun came shining and I was strolling, the wheat fields waving and the dust clouds rolling. The fog was lifting, a voice was chanting. This land was made for you and me. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Island, from the redwood forest to the Gulf Stream waters. This land was made for you and me. This land was made for you and me.
All right. So today we have two readings. The first is from A New Design for Living by Ernest Holmes. The practice of right thinking for the purpose of producing definite desired results is of utmost simplicity. It simmers down to the essential fact that we should make a habit of entertaining in mind only those thoughts and ideas which we wish to experience in outward form. If the experience is not right, change the thought pattern, which is the cause of it. We should also change our pattern of thinking that it more newly expresses and coincide with the perfection which resides in the mind of God. The next reading is from The Gift of Change by Marianne Williamson. Intellectually understanding spiritual principles doesn't guarantee enlightenment, and the ego loves to use religion and spirituality as a cover. One moment of light awareness doesn't completely transform your life. The spiritual path is slow, and our joyous times, as every single circumstance becomes the ground upon which both ego and spirit seek to make their stand. Spiritual practice, like physical exercise, it is acute order of effect, and if we're to enjoy its benefits, we can never stop doing it. And now Reverend Duchess will lead us in meditation.
For some of us, this may be the only time we become still and silent. For others, it is a time to return to that inner sanctuary of peace. Either way, we join together in this wholeness and stillness. The songs that they sang about standing on holy ground. This land is our land. Let us think of this meditation right now. Let that land be who you are, which includes the beautiful surroundings, our country and other countries. But it really is about the land, the holy ground that we occupy. And so take a moment and occupy this space. Breathe in and feel yourself seated. And for those of you who are streaming, wherever you are, give thanks for the support that holds you. And begin to feel the body temple surrender to this space. And much like the flags that we see waving, allow that gentle breeze of truth to take you within. And all that we mean by turning within is perhaps closing your eyes or closing out that awareness that we have of the external world around us. And take another breath in. And as you release it, just let the body soften and sink into the chair, the couch, wherever you may be. And if your mind wanders to some space or place or item on your to-do list, just acknowledge it, take another breath, and come back to here and now. And like the lights of the fireworks we may have witnessed, indulge me as we revisit the idea of a chakra meditation, lighting your own inner rainbow and fireworks. Bring your attention to your feet, where you are standing on that holy ground, and that is the color red. Beautiful, strong red, like the redwood trees they sang about, anchoring you into Mother Earth. And then we're going to move upwards through the body, through the chakra colors. And the next one, as we take a breath in, we land in orange, the sacral area, which is sacred because it is the color of creation, orange. Fertility, bright, possible. And although you may be someone who doesn't visualize much, don't worry about it. If you can sense the colors or perhaps think of something that reminds you of colors, such as we move upwards to that torso area, the gut area is bright sunshine yellow. The yellow of a lemon, the yellow of a sunrise, bright sunshine. That yellow surrounds you. This is that area of strength in the mid-body, the torso. It's where we have our gut instincts. Bright yellow as the rays of the sun, and then we take a breath in and we move up to the heart chakra. Now, some may be surprised that the heart chakra is green. It doesn't surprise me as I drove here in that arc of beauty, the green trees that are so lush this morning. I know everyone can think of the green. And if that doesn't work, you think of Emerald City, sparkling green, the heart chakra that opens and expands, radiates love all around. Now, with that love, we breathe our way back up, and now we are in blue. Cerulean blue. Wolverine blue. Cubs blue. Blue, the ocean, the sky. This is the chakra of communication. So while we're there, just feel the mouth and the jaw soften so that the words you speak today come from that place. And then we take that another breath in and we move up to the next level, which is that purple, indigo. I like to think of it as royal purple, deep, rich, that connection to spirit. And then one more beautiful breath. And then hold the breath for just a few seconds as you breathe in, moving up the chakras to white, and exhale to the crown chakra. And that white light that we've heard about all our lives, that luminescence that surrounds each of us, it lights the way in our perfect being. And so now that your inner rainbow is lit and bright and shining, take a few moments and absorb it. Right there, just then, that perfect now. And it's back now. And a new now. And so now we connect our rainbow, bright colors, our chakra, as we are now aligned with spirit, to let those lights within us shine around us, to each and every one of us here, to those who are going to see or hear this service maybe later today, maybe a year from now. Feel that connectedness, the oneness, which is the Holy Presence. And then we take in another breath. And we begin to feel our bodies start to vibrate again to the present moment, to preparing to return to the external world and that which is before us to do and share. And we take another breath in, and as we are comfortable, allow the eyes to open and be present here and now. And so it is.
Do you ever feel like a plastic bag drifting through the wind, wanting to start again? Do you ever feel so paper thin, like a house of cards, one blow from caving in? Do you ever feel already buried deep, 6 feet under screens, but no one seems to hear a thing? Do you know that there's still a chance for you? 'Cause there's a spark in you, you just gotta ignite the light and let it shine. Just own the night like the 4th of July. 'Cause baby, you're a firework. Come on, show them what you're worth. Make them go, as you shoot across the sky. Baby, you're a firework. Come on, let your colors burst. Make them go, You're gonna leave them all in You don't have to feel like a wasted space. Your original can never be replaced. If you only knew what the future holds, after a hurricane comes a rainbow. Be a reason why All the doors were closed, so you could open one that leads you to a perfect road. Like a lightning bolt, your heart will grow, and when it's time, you'll know you've just gotta ignite the light and let it shine. Just hold the night like the 4th of July. Baby, you're a firework. Come on, show 'em what you're worth. Make 'em go, as you shoot across the sky. You're a firework. Come on, let your colors burst. Make 'em go, you're gonna leave 'em all in boom, boom, boom. Even brighter than the moon, moon, moon. It's always been inside of you, you. And now it's time to let it through. 'Cause baby, you're a firework. Come on, show 'em what you're worth. Make 'em go, as you shoot across the sky. Baby, you're a firework. Come on, let your colors burst. Make 'em go, you're gonna leave 'em all in boom, boom, boom. Even brighter than the moon, moon, moon. Yeah, boom, boom, boom. Even brighter than the moon, moon, moon.
I'm going to. Go again. I don't know these lovely musicians, but please send them my regards. It was a great cover of that song. A good choice, and it was just a beautiful cover. So thank you, and hello. There's so many more people here than I met last week. You probably already know who I am, so we're going to get into that. I want to thank you for letting me be here and driving here on this glorious day. Oh my God, it's so beautiful here. So, did you all have a good 4th? Ooh. Good. Happy July 5th. Happy still weekend. And this is a type of holiday that often inspires ministers to talk about certain things and freedom and liberty, and it could be really loaded to do that this year. So I'm going to open with a joke. I want you to know that I'm setting the tone for that. Okay. So there are 2 old Jewish men sitting on a park bench in New York City. And the first man takes a deep sigh and says, "Oi." The other man takes a deep sigh and says, "I thought we weren't going to talk about politics." And I wanted you to know that we're not. Even though some of the words that we use in our spiritual teaching, such as liberty and freedom, etc., are often used in the political scene, that ain't what we're going to talk about today. We are going to talk about freedom and liberty, but from a different point of view, from the spiritual aspect, from the divine nature that we had been given. And the reason I have notes this time is because I have so many things to share in quotes, so I'm going to come back to that. If you read somewhere or whatever, the title of my talk, the topic title is selfdom, self, S-E-L-F, all capitalized, D-O-M. You know, the way that people use the word kingdom, but this is selfdom. And when I came upon that word, I thought, well, that sounds kind of arrogant or selfish. And then I looked it up, because that's what word nerds do. It is an Old English word for independence. Thank you very much. And it means self, and dom, D-O-M, that suffix means law. So we're talking about spiritual practices that we all know of the spiritual law of ourself, capital S as in spirit, the selfdom of who we are. And so I thought that was a perfect thing to talk about this weekend, where we are focusing on liberty and freedom and ourself, and how we can sustain, grow, and express the spiritual nature of freedom and independence. And I actually thought about the word independence. At first I was thinking, independence, doesn't that sound like in? You know, when we think of the word in as being within and dependent, and I was like, no, I don't want to be dependent. And I went, back to the words, back to Latin. And so the word Latin, the independence, and then the root is not, it is from the Latin word in, means not. I didn't realize the prefix in Latin, not. And dependere means to rely on or hang on from. So when you hear the word independence, it means you are not hanging and relying on anyone or anything but one's self. Ta-da, thank you very much. But that's really it in a nutshell. So that is what independence is, and that's the Latin stuff. And so I started thinking about that, and then I landed on some YouTube something or other video, Facebook, whatever, about RAS, Reticular Activation System. Anybody know about that? Oh, good, because neither did I. And I felt kind of goofy. So the reticular activation system is a scientific thing that takes place in our brain, in the frontal cortex and the stem. You can read up about it, RAS. But basically, what it talks about is what we do, is that where you put your attention, what you give most of your mental and emotional time to, you're going to keep recreating. Doesn't that sound like our teaching and what we talk about? So reticular activation system can be your friend if you understand it and then start to change your thinking, change your life, so that you have an automatic response that's positive versus negative. And for those of you who may have had challenges throughout your life of negative thoughts or monkey mind, particularly for me, it's right before I go to sleep. I can have the best day on the planet, and then as I go to sleep and rewind some things, then it's like, yeah, but, and you didn't. And what about this and this? And then it's like, chill. It's time to rest, relax, let it go. However, and I'm going to, because this is new to me too, if I start to retrain my reticular activation system, RAS, then I start putting my awareness, attention, and intention on the thoughts, the feelings, the experiences that I want to have and that I want to share. So what it does, it's sensory filtering. This is the scientific stuff. It acts as a gatekeeper between your organs and your conscious mind. It decides with you and for you what stimulus to pay attention to. So you know how I'll take it from a negative sense. Remember, most of us were taught as a kid, don't touch a hot stove. You touch a hot stove and you get burned, right? You have that. That's that reticular. Oh, you go near something. Oh, I better not touch that. Oh, and that triggers that. So you walk by a stove, the RAS gets triggered for what might happen, and you replay that. So now take that into something more personal in the sense of what may have happened to you one day when somebody was negative to you, something went wrong, so that when you come to that situation or you see that person again, you have that reaction, don't you? You go, oh, wait. Oh, I never win anything. Oh, that person was mean to me. Oh, I need to. That's the RAS working. I can't believe I'm only this days old, and I just found this out. But that's the science part. I've been taught that for decades from the spiritual side, and it all sounded really good. Just think positively and be positive. For our benefit, for our own benefit, for the benefit of the planet. Every time we see a soundbite, a news thing, or something, and we find ourselves clenching or responding in a certain way because we've heard others and we have this pattern. Well, the founder of religious science, Ernest Holmes, said, principle is never governed by precedent. And what that means to me is, okay, that may have happened that one time, maybe twice. That doesn't mean I'm going to replicate that unless that's what I'm thinking, believing, and choosing. So that's where the mind and the heart and the feeling comes in. Then today, I read, today is a big day for Isaac Newton. Not someone you usually talk about in a Sunday talk. And this was the day that his book, it was a scientific book, basically mathematical principles in philosophy. It had a Latin name too. But the point being, he's the one that said a being in motion tends to stay in motion, right? He also wrote that for every action there is an equal and opposite reaction. So I'm going to go back to the talk I had last week, and I know not all of you heard that, because it takes us back to cause. First cause, be cause. So if every thought we have is going to have that reaction, golly gosh, it's a bigger invitation for us to be choosing our thoughts. And sometimes I think that we walk around, we try to, we set our intention, we have our spiritual practice, we come to a spiritual community on a Sunday, we have all those good things, and then we leave, and then we go out in the world, and then maybe there's somebody in traffic that does something that it's like, really? You don't have a signal in that new car? Or we're at the checkout line and it's long and the computer breaks down and there's no, whatever. And we start to allow ourselves to fall into that vibration and rhythm with the external world, instead of choosing our thoughts that, isn't it wonderful that I'm the one that was driving when that person turned without signaling because I was paying attention, so we're all safe. Bless you, bye-bye. Isn't it wonderful that I'm standing in line while the computer cash register's not working and there's no paper, that I'm the one that gets to stand there and turn around and say hello to the person behind me, or look at something new, or use that as a moment to just reconnect. So if we begin to approach our thinking to create our thoughts and rewire our AS systems that we all have, we are so powerful already. But now we know. Now we have a secret. We now know how to do this. And if, where two or more are gathered, well, I don't know how many are here, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. And how many out there? Hello, streamers. Yes. Suddenly, we have just connected in consciousness, in the one mind, setting a new intention with a new vibration, and we change the world. Changing the world one thought at a time, one breath at a time. Now, that's going to take discipline. Not a favorite thing. It's going to take discipline, energy, attention, awareness, commitment, and support. I think that's one of the reasons why many of us are drawn to a spiritual community, because we can support each other. And as any of us or all of us get to a place where it's like, We take a breath, and then there's somebody here who goes, yeah, somebody who says, oi, I thought we weren't going to talk about politics. And then we breathe back again, we center ourselves, and we move forward. And that's what, to me, liberty is about. Freedom is about. I have another quote for you. For to be free is not to merely cast off one's chains, but to live in a way that respects and enhances the freedom of others. Nelson Mandela. Now, when I want to think about somebody who really gets the concept of freedom, he often comes to mind. I can't even fathom how and what that man went through. And yet, he was clear. I bet he had the best RAS system ever. Viktor Frankl. There are people in our world that we can reference from history, and that's one of the pluses of the internet, is that we can find out about these people and research that. These people knew how to do that. We all have that same skill, it's just not practiced. We're not conditioned that way. Most of us were actually conditioned the opposite. And so it's funny, we think we're learning these spiritual principles, but really what we're doing is unlearning I'm saying this in air quotes, human principles, the principles that we were raised with that are in society and culture. We're unlearning those so that we can go back to what we already know. We can go back to the Eden of our consciousness, to that purity, to that perfection. And here we are. This is your first time in this building. Well, mine too, frankly. I'd never been to Douglas before. It's so gorgeous, so gorgeous. We're at the Historical Society. I had a great time walking around looking at the pictures and the history and what they celebrate and what they do here in this little town, in this beautiful space. There is a consciousness and a vibration here that's really lovely. Well, y'all created that before you got here. Isn't that wonderful to know? I'm not trying to say that to you to, make you feel kind of cocky about it. You all created that with the consciousness to be here together with Reverend Mark's community, with all of the people, the staff, and all the people who support that, the board, all of that, built to this point in time today to be here now. So this July 4th weekend is not like any other July 4th weekend, and not because of what the headlines may or may not say, and not because the fireworks may or may not have happened. We had a huge thunderstorm in Kalamazoo on Friday, ginormous, and there were power lines down, and even on my way here, there was a tree down across the road, and yet, here we are, in this beautiful moment called now. And as I did in the meditation, guess what? Now. Ooh, every new moment, every new breath. And as we allow ourselves, invite ourselves, embolden ourselves to being with that concept of the new now, we have the liberation that we seek, that is often talked about in political arenas, but mostly in spiritual arenas, the liberation to be free again, to know this greater truth. And I chose those two readings on purpose, and if anyone needs a copy of them, you can email me and I'll send them to you, or maybe Rose has them, or Patrick, somebody. Oh, yep, I heard a yep. Oh, great, he's gonna upload them. I mean, okay, Facebook, internet has its whatevers, but holy moly, what it can do and allow for us when we use it, understand it, and use it correctly. Yes. There's so much about that. That's a whole nother talk. Okay. I was sharing. I'm the squirrel type. So when I think of something, it pops up, and then I go somewhere else instead of right here, right now, where I need to be with, Okay. I was thinking about a sentence from a document we're familiar with, We hold these truths to be self-evident. And I thought, it's not just about what the Founding Fathers said for truths about our country and the Declaration and freedom and liberty. I see it and hear it with a capital T on truths. We hold these truths, higher truths, to be self, as in selfdom, self, capital S-E-L-F. We hold these truths to be self-evident. And last week I talked about koans, which are Zen Buddhist little phrases that many Buddhist teachers say, take into your meditation, And at first I resisted that because I was like, and now I'm becoming much more open to it. And so when I found that again today, or this week, preparing, we hold these truths to be self-evident. I'm inviting you to take that as a koan into your meditation so that you may perhaps reveal, let surface those truths, those spiritual values that you hold dear. What are your truths, your values? What are your truths and values? Not necessarily what the Constitution says or what even the mission statement, as wonderful as it is, what says, or what you were raised with or not raised with. What are the truths that you hold to be self-evident? Think about that for a moment. Go ahead, close your eyes, think about that. And if you want, you can say, I hold these truths to be self-evident. And then allow something to come forward. Allow something to be on the marquee of your mind. We hold these truths to be self-evident. Liberty, freedom, justice, compassion. Things that will come up for you, words, feelings, ideas, quotes, people. You might even think of someone. I invite you this week, because I know we're finishing with the holiday. People are going to get back to being, Monday and Tuesday, etc. But in whatever spiritual practice you hold and engage in, try that out. What are my truths? And if you get an answer that says something that doesn't quite feel right, or you realize it's a truth that you've carried from conditioning, training, your past, your history, that you want to change, that's where you engage your RAS, and you begin to consciously change those thoughts, feelings, beliefs, patterns, and those experiences that created you a challenge in the first place. Because I doubt there's anyone sitting in this room who hasn't had stuff happen. Stuff. Big stuff, little stuff, hard stuff, painful stuff, and some of that stays within the system. And now that we understand the RAS, it's kind of like the card catalog of your library. And when you move into something that reminds you of that time that hurt, or when you felt betrayed or lost, the card catalog is going to come up and try and replay that situation for you. And occasionally that's worth looking at so that you can bless it, release it. But most of the time, they're outdated. It's time to release that. I mean, for me, sadly, libraries don't even have card catalogs anymore. I love them. It's all digital. But you can delete on a digital. Almost easier than pulling out the card catalog. So whatever is in your card catalog, be it tangible or digital, that you need to release, we hold these truths to be self-evident. Got it. Bless you, release you, and replace it. Replace it. Think of something, take that. It's never too late to have a happy ending, so take that situation and rewrite it. Why not? You're the author of your life, or screenwriter of your script. rewrite it so that, and Michael Singer, how many of you are familiar with Michael Singer? Okay. Oh, Michael Singer. The Untethered Soul. Oh my gosh, really deep work, really deep work. He addresses that. And that's, oh gosh, that's what I love about all of this philosophy and these teachings, whether it's unity or science of mind, Michael Singer, RAS, Isaac Newton, who'd have thought? It's really teaching us the same thing. It's this one big mosaic pie that we have with different facet pieces, different people speaking, teaching us. And every so often, we'll hear a word or a phrase, or we'll connect vibrationally with someone, and we go, oh, I get it. Again, why we come into community with unity. Well, funny enough, you guys have that in your title, don't you? Unity. The Fillmores were really pretty smart. They really understood this. And they understood it from a personal place. It wasn't a heady place. I mean, their experiences, their health, and what they did, and how they evolved this, and how it became unity and what is taught. It comes from that, and that's what we vibrate to, that what you resonate to, that's why you're here. One of the reasons, perhaps. That, to me, is what, starting this year, July 4th, is going to be about. That liberty, that freedom, the freedom to practice the religion that I do, the freedom to be a minister, a female minister. That's sometimes, you should see sometimes the reactions if I get in public. And then I introduce myself. Hi, I'm Reverend Duchess. Well, first of all, it confuses people because I have two titles, Reverend Duchess. They don't get that. But then you're a minister, and it changes. Unless you're in a community of, like-minded souls. But if you're in public or you're at a party and, oh, what is it you do? Well, I'm a minister. Whoomp. Because people have a certain expectation about that. They've got an RAS system that it could only be a male. And gratefully, I have the freedom as who I am in this country, in this time that I chose to incarnate, to be a minister. Or to be, or not to be. See, I do digress. Thank you, Shakespeare. Because all of it, as I said, Shakespeare, the Fillmores, Isaac Newton, Ernest Holmes, Stephen Sondheim, Abraham Lincoln, all of them basically speak the same truth. We, sometimes they, hold these truths to be self-evident. Self-evident. That's selfdom. I like being in my selfdom. I no longer think of that as selfish. I think of it as the higher self, capital S, always capital S, so sometimes the little s is in there, and that's the ego self, the little s. And it's there, okay. Sometimes that little ego self wants to strut, and then I catch myself, and I come back to selfdom, that higher self. So for me, as I started to say, that's how I'm going to start celebrating. It used to be always watching 1776 in Yankee Doodle Dandy. And yes, I probably still will wear red, white, and blue. And it's going to be more of an inner holiday, an inner celebration, an independence. Liberation. So, I'm going to close with a section from Eric Butterworth's talk. Now, again, being in Unity, most of you are familiar with who Eric Butterworth is. A lot of people don't know. Love that man. His books are great. And so I researched the internet and found a segment from his July 4th speech in 1979, I think it is. Yep, 1979. It's like, wow. So I'm gonna do that, then I'll take us into a prayer and a closing. Good? Okay. Quote, this is Dr. Butterworth. So on this Independence Day, let us reflect upon this new insight into freedom. Not the attempt to get freedom from oppression, freedom from people, from problems, from pain, from insecurity. Let us begin to think of freedom in a more creative sense. The freedom to be, to become something, to be big enough to deal with the experiences of life, not just freedom to erase difficulties or to eliminate people as sometimes we subconsciously desire, but rather freedom to release our spiritual capacities. When we understand this, we will begin to let go not only of our problems, but we will let go of our rigid metaphysical concepts about those problems and then walk on to begin each day anew in our quest for understanding. For the greatest freedom is the choice to begin again. End quote. The greatest freedom is the choice to begin again. And that doesn't mean begin again, okay, you get a new job or you move, or you relocate, or it doesn't have to be those big things. It can be at the checkout counter, in traffic. Begin again. That's the freedom I seek. That's the liberation, that's the liberty, the justice for all. For I hold these truths to be self-evident as we move into a closing prayer. How great thou art. And as I breathe into this moment, I do so with that sense of liberation, that sense of freedom. For I am not the same person in this moment that I was when I walked in today. I am free to choose my thoughts. I am free to choose my feelings and opinions. I am free to choose my reactions. I am free to set an intention, a new goal, a new idea, to rewire myself into a greater life expression, no matter where we are on the spiritual path, no matter where we are on the chronological calendar. Right here, right now, I am free. Free to choose and begin again. And with that freedom, as Nelson Mandela talked about, I now give permission to the people around me, the people I don't even know, this country, other countries, the freedom to know this inner truth, to find their own self-evident truths from within. Little tiny selfdom, like little bitty kingdoms. Selfdoms that come together in concentric circles, making one big circle of the oneness that we truly are, the one in God. With liberty and justice for all. I am grateful for this. I affirm this. I declare this. And I seek anything that stands in the way of this so that I may bless it and release it. Anyone who seems contrary to my living in this truth, I bless them and release them on their way to their own selfdom. And then I return here now, holy ground. Let the fireworks from within shine brightly my path. A closing prayer is this letter to me. To my previous self, thank you for everything you've done to get me where I am today. You've taught me great lessons that I will carry with me forever. To my current self, be where your feet are. You're exactly where you're supposed to be, and keep going. You're doing better than you think. To my future self, I can't wait to be acquainted and meet all of the new parts of you. It brings me comfort and excitement that I will encounter new layers. To all of myselves, let's unite and continue to embark on this journey together. For without one, I am none. And it is with that gratitude, that conviction, that I bless this service and now release it. I let it go. I let it be. And join me together as we say, and so it is. And so I am. And so we are. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend Duchess. I can't wait to continue to explore the Eden of my consciousness. I really liked that. And now is the time in our service that we generously share. I'm sorry? Okay. Where are we here? Okay. You can divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I receive. And I am grateful. We're missing a page. I'm looking for it here. You'd think I would know it by heart after 40 years, but all right. So there are a few ways to give. The ushers are going to pass a basket, and you can give here now. You can have an option through Venmo. You can simply scan the QR code or use our name, Unity-Lakeshore. We also have an option to give through text. Send the word give to 616-236-5205. That's 616-236-5205. If it's your first time giving that way, you will receive a link with instructions. And if you've given that way before through text, then you can simply text a dollar amount to that number. And you can also give online through our website at unityontheLakeshore.org/donations. For those watching online, the link is in the chat. You can also mail a check in to Unity on the Lakeshore, P.O. Box 848, Douglas, Michigan, 49406. We will now have another song from Amy and Jesse.
Nobody can tell ya there's only one song worth singing. They may try to sell ya, 'cause it hangs them up to see someone like you. But you gotta make your own kind of music, sing your own special song, make your own kind of music, even if nobody else sings along. You're gonna be knowing the loneliest kind of lonely. It may be rough going just to do your things, the hardest thing to do. But you gotta make your own kind of music, sing your own special song, make your own kind of music, even if nobody else sings along. Yeah, you gotta make your own kind of music, sing your own special song, make your own kind of music, even if nobody else sings along.
All right, so if you are in need of support, there are a few ways to receive that. First is to email us at unitylakeshore@gmail.com. You can also phone the office at 269-354-7700. You can also phone, and there is always the Unity Silent Prayer Line that is 24/7 at 816-969-2000. Our book study of The Way of Mastery will be back next Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. The Zoom link is on our website, our Facebook page, and in our newsletter. If you haven't liked our Facebook page, please do so. This way you can share about all of the great things going on here and engage with others. You can find us at facebook.com/Unity Lakeshore. Are there any guests with us for the first time today? No? Well, welcome back, everyone. And are there any announcements from the community? No? Thank you. Okay, now is the time for our closing song. Please feel free to stand or remain seated.
All right, Unity on the Lakeshore, thank you so much for being with us today, for celebrating this beautiful day with us. Let's finish it off with our beautiful song. And truly what we want this year is for peace on earth. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as creator, family all I need. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in peace eternal.